The Venerable Bede, often regarded as the father of English history, was a remarkable scholar, theologian, and chronicler of the early medieval period. His life, devoted to learning, writing, and teaching, left an indelible mark on the intellectual and cultural heritage of England. Through his seminal work, Ecclesiastical History of the English People, Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum, Bede preserved the story of early English Christianity and provided invaluable insights into the history and development of England. Bede was born in 673 AD in the Anglo-Saxon Kingdom of Northumbria, near present-day Jarrow or Wearmouth in northern England. At the age of 7, he was entrusted to the monastery of Wearmouth by his family, a common practice among the nobility of the time. There he was educated by Benedict Biscop, the founder of the monastery, and later by Abbot Ceolfrith at the nearby monastery of Jarrow. The monasteries of Wearmouth and Jarrow were centres of learning and culture in early medieval England, renowned for their extensive libraries and dedication to scholarship. Bede quickly excelled in his studies, mastering Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, and gaining knowledge of history, theology, and the sciences. These intellectual foundations would form the basis of his prolific writing career. Bede was ordained as a deacon at the unusually young age of 19 and became a priest at the age of 30. He spent his entire life within the monastic community, devoting himself to prayer, teaching, and scholarship. This stable and disciplined environment allowed him to produce an astonishing body of work, including theological treatises, commentaries on scripture, scientific texts, and, most notably, historical writings. Bede's Ecclesiastical History of the English People, completed in 731 AD, is his most celebrated work and a cornerstone of English historiography. Written in Latin, the text chronicles the history of England from Julius Caesar's invasion in 55 BC to Bede's own time in the early 8th century. The work is divided into 5 books, each focusing on key events and figures that shaped the Christianization of the English people. The ecclesiastical history was groundbreaking for its scope and methodology. Bede combined oral traditions, written sources, and first-hand accounts, carefully citing his references and distinguishing between reliable and less credible information. This scholarly rigor earned him a reputation as one of the most trustworthy historians of the early Middle Ages. One of Bede's major achievements in the ecclesiastical history was documenting the conversion of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms to Christianity. He detailed the efforts of missionaries such as Augustine of Canterbury, who was sent by Pope Gregory the Great to evangelize the English in 597 AD, and King Edwin of Northumbria, whose conversion marked a turning point in the Christianization of the region. Through these narratives, Bede emphasized the role of faith in uniting disparate kingdoms and fostering cultural and intellectual growth. Bede's historical writings had a profound impact on the understanding of English identity and history. His work established a sense of continuity between the Roman past and the Christian present, portraying England as a unified land with a shared spiritual and cultural heritage. This was a bold and innovative perspective in an era when the island was divided into competing kingdoms and tribes. By documenting the lives of early English saints and the deeds of kings who supported the Church, Bede helped to shape the concept of England as a Christian nation. His work provided a moral framework for rulers and clergy, encouraging them to view their authority as divinely ordained and their duties as aligned with the teachings of the Church. Bede's influence extended beyond historical narrative to the standardization of timekeeping. In the ecclesiastical history, he popularized the use of the Anno Domini AD dating system, originally devised by the monk Dionysius Exiguus. By framing historical events within this universal Christian timeline, Bede offered a unifying chronological structure that would eventually be adopted throughout Europe. In addition to his historical writings, Bede made significant contributions to theology, science, and education. His biblical commentaries, based on careful exegesis and an understanding of early church fathers, were widely read and respected throughout the medieval world. His scientific treatises, such as On the Reckoning of Time, De Temporum Ratione, demonstrated his expertise in astronomy and the natural sciences, reflecting the intellectual curiosity of the early medieval period. Bede was also a teacher and mentor dedicated to passing on knowledge to future generations. He composed educational texts designed to make complex subjects accessible, and his works were copied and distributed widely across Europe, ensuring that his ideas reached a broad audience. Bede's contributions were recognized in his own lifetime and continued to be celebrated after his death in 735 AD. He was venerated as a saint and declared a Doctor of the Church by Pope Leo XIII in 1899, the only native of Great Britain to receive this honor. His title, Venerable, bestowed by the Church, reflects the reverence in which he was held by his contemporaries and successors. The enduring importance of Bede's historical writings lies in their ability to illuminate the early history of England with clarity and depth. For centuries, the ecclesiastical history served as the primary source of knowledge about the Anglo-Saxon period, influencing not only medieval chroniclers but also modern historians. Without Bede's meticulous record-keeping, much of what is known about early English history would have been lost. Bede's vision of England as a Christian nation has continued to resonate through the centuries, shaping notions of national identity and cultural heritage. His emphasis on faith, education, and unity remains relevant in discussions about the role of religion and learning in society. In the broader context of European history, Bede's work represents a bridge between the classical world and the medieval era. By preserving and synthesizing the intellectual traditions of antiquity, Bede helped to lay the foundations for the Carolingian Renaissance and the revival of learning that would follow in the centuries after his death. The Venerable Bede was more than a historian. He was a scholar, a teacher, and a visionary who captured the spirit of his age while pointing toward the future. His ecclesiastical history of the English people remains a masterpiece of historical writing, offering profound insights into the development of English Christianity and identity. Through his dedication to scholarship and his unwavering faith, Bede left a legacy that continues to inspire and inform. His life and work stand as a testament to the power of learning and the enduring value of preserving the past for future generations.